Another social skills training class? Let's go. Okay. Now, I check in with your wife periodically to see how things are going. She says that you don't help with parenting. Oh, that's a lie. I just helped with parenting last week. Oh, really? What'd you do last week? Took the family to Disneyland. We go once a year. Oh. So, what do you do parenting-wise in between these Disneyland visits? Work so I can make money to go to Disneyland? Okay, so you're ready for another social skills training class? Sure, okay. All right. So today's lesson is going to be on give and take in conversation. Because sometimes the person on the autism spectrum will tend to interrupt others and will tend to shift the topic over to their special interest and will drone on and on and on talking about their favorite topic, not even realizing that the listener is getting bored with them droning on about their special interest. I see. So, for example, what's your special interest? Bitcoins. Okay. So let's pretend we're going to engage in some give and take conversation, and I'm going to start a topic that has nothing to do with that, and then instead of you talking about your favorite topic, you're going to respond to what I just said on my topic. Okay? Yeah, but before we get started, you do know about Bitcoins, right? It's kind of like a digital currency, right? Yeah, and it operates free of any central control or the oversight of banks or governments. It's freaking incredible. Yeah, but wait a minute. Let's keep this about practicing and role-playing give and take in conversation. So I'm going to talk about, sports, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my favorite team and what they might be capable of doing this year. And then I want you to cryptography. Are you familiar with that at all? And also what's really cool is there's this public ledger that records all Bitcoin transactions, and copies are held on servers all around the world. Fascinating. There's one other thing that you need to know about Bitcoins just in case you want to get involved. They're exchangeable for flat currency by way of cryptocurrency exchanges and can be used to make any purchases from merchants, retailers that will accept them. And if you ever want to invest in it, they say that investors and speculators can make a lot of money from buying and selling Bitcoins. I mean, this could be huge. You know what's really fascinating is that companies like Nexo, for example, they allow you to use your cryptocurrency as collateral to get a loan in flat money, which means that then you could use that to buy real estate. I mean, that's huge, man. Huge. Okay, so you're ready for another social skills training class? Yeah, sure. Okay. Today we're going to talk about paraphrasing, because a lot of times autistic husbands will look at their wife as if they're listening, but they're not really listening. They're kind of preparing what they're going to say to defend themselves. So today we're going to practice paraphrasing, which is she says something and then you use your words to say back what she said, so you make sure that you understand what she's saying, right? Paraphrase, yeah. Yeah, that's called paraphrasing. Okay, so I'm going to role play. I'll pretend like I'm your NT wife. Ready? Yeah. Okay. You really hurt my feelings this morning when you told me that my breath stinks. You really hurt my feelings this morning when you said that my breath stinks. No, you just said the same thing I said. No, you just said the same thing I said. Now listen, a paraphrase is when you restate what the other person said, but the overall meaning is the same. A paraphrase is when you restate what the other person says, but the meaning is the same. Well, how am I doing so far? How am I doing so far? Oh, I think you're doing fine. Okay, another social skills training? Yeah. Right. Now, you know you gave me permission to check in with your wife every once in a while, right? Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Well, she said that sometimes you're very defensive. Defensive? Very defensive. Very defensive? No. Maybe she's being defensive. Do you ever think about that? You know, I try to be a nice guy. Sometimes she's defensive, and then I'd have to be extra nice. So, I mean, where do you get off thinking that she's right and I'm wrong? So you're just going to take her side, that I'm defensive all the time? That's so wrong, man. You're going to accuse me of being defensive? You're kind of doing it now. Doing what? Defensiveness. I'm not being defensive. Where do you get off telling me I'm being defensive? You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Have you ever witnessed me being defensive? How would you know where I'm defensive or not? I'm never defensive. You know, I try to do the best thing I can do given the circumstances. That's not defensiveness. That's just the logical way to deal with stuff. So I don't understand where you get off calling me defensive. That's just plain wrong, dude. Hey, where are you going?